The city of Elizabethton contracted out management of the Elizabethton Golf Course to a third-party company for 5 years. But last year, the city took on the challenge of operating the course themselves, and it's already breathing new life into a facility that badly needed it. The William B. Green Jr. East Tennessee Amateur is the biggest amateur golf tournament in Northeast Tennessee. But in 2023, the tournament was canceled due to the poor course conditions at Elizabethton Golf Course.
That's a canary in the coal mine kind of moment. You say, okay, wait a minute. You know, we've known we've had trouble, and we've been watching and suggesting and pushing our contractor to take things in a different direction. But that's an indication that things really aren't where they need to be.
So in October of 2023, the city of Elizabethton decided to take over operations of the golf course.
The city council saw this as an amenity for the community. You have schools, but not everyone has children in schools. We have an airport, but not everyone flies. But it's an amenity that certain parts of the population use, and it's a valued asset.
It was a valued asset the city had to figure out how to manage from the ground up.
We had to start from scratch. And I first want to give credit to our existing staff at the city, because it's setting up a budget. It's figuring out the purchasing. It's hiring people. I know HR interviewed over 30 people in one day when we were trying to bring people on board to become our staff. There's a lot of work in that came before we actually did the takeover day.
After a few months of operating the golf course, the city started searching for a head pro. That search led them to Oogie Jones, the pro at Glen Roque Country Club across the state line in Abingdon.
And I was really not looking for a job at the time. Jerry Wilson was an interim in the position, and he reached out and asked me if I knew anybody that would be interested in the position. And I said, well, you know, not really, but you know, I would think about it. And got to talk to my fiance, and you know, I just felt like I was being led to this position, and it was a challenge.
A big selling point to Jones was the people the city called on to help return the course to one of the region's crown jewels.
With Jerry and Louie and Roger and Cameron Sales, those guys, I knew the city was serious when they put those guys in place, because in my mind, you know, the maintenance team's the most important part of the operation, because that's what we're selling as a golf course. And then when I came in, the culture had kind of gotten negative. And so I wanted to turn that around and provide a positive impact for the players through programming and things we do.
Dwight Scott has been a member at Elizabethton for over 2 decades, and he's thankful the city decided to take ownership of the course.
It's not easy running a golf course. I was on the board here for quite a few years back when we did that. And it's expensive, it's hard, but the city was willing to take it on, and we appreciate that very much, more than they probably realize.
Their work already paying off.
I've talked to people that's played here last year and said they'd never come back. They're coming back. Used to be the tee sheet was empty. Now a lot of times it's full.
Another sign that things are back to normal is the East Tennessee Amateur is returning to Elizabethton later this week for its 29th edition.
You talk to pretty much anybody, it's their favorite tournament anywhere around. Mike Masson does a great job. He runs the best tournament around.
The ETA runs from Friday through Sunday.